All right, everybody. For those of you who were with us last race, welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. This is going to be game 2 between Owl and Zeb. Once again, I'm Glove, joined with Apathy Duck.
Welcome back.
Let's see. Is this the dummy card up right now, or is?
No, this looks like this. It's now the real card, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, we just got a new card from the SG bot. Okay, so this is good. Skip charge beam right in the middle. More skip wave beam to confuse me. Skip. I was ruthlessly bullied in the intermission for my pushing of Fantoon first, but collect gravity suit and like it's already good. Collect gravity suit and skip Varia suit makes it broken.
Literally anytime.
It's literally broken.
Literally anytime I see that tile, I'm like, okay, well, Fantoon's dying.
Yeah, I mean, I immediately look at that and I immediately look at the two or 4 if it's ever in the center. That's the dream. But
I've seen it happen.
I mean, like, so column 5 is not bad. Norfair map stations completely free. Collect gravity suit. We already explained that one. 10 wreck ship supers is free, which is sure at least one statue is just a kind of a forced Bryn revisit, and then plasma beam. So if you look at that, you already got plasma beam in the other column too. 15 wreck ship missiles, not that much harder. 6 energy tanks, like I said. Last one, 8 is kind of your limit, so 6 is really easy. And then you got to skip high jump boots. So those 2 right there look decent. Now you have to look at, they're not great because you are doing plasma, so maybe you can avoid that. So you'd have to look at the rest of the card. 40. I mean, you already see a lot of bad stuff though. 40 plus power bombs, that is awful. So I'm automatically throwing out row 3 and row 4. Those are done. 125 missiles, that throws out another 2. I think you got to do those 2, and then you got to find a third. Let's see. We know Zeb is very comfortable with the collect spring ball and skip grapple beam. That wouldn't be a problem for Zeb. And then finish the landing site. Yeah, plasma in the landing site, really not that bad. Maybe row 2, column 5, column 2 for Zeb. Would be good one for Owl too. He may be a little more uncomfortable with the collect spring ball, and there is obviously ice setups too that you can do. But those look really good. 15, yeah, there's a lot of dead on here. 15 Norfair power bombs, awful. 40 plus power bombs, awful. 125 missiles, awful. My one loss so far is from 125 missiles.
Yeah. Yeah, what an interesting card.
Yeah, I like those 3, especially for I'm not too happy myself doing the spring ball and skip grapple. I have practiced it a little bit, but Zeb is obviously comfortable with it, so I really like those 3 for Zeb. I don't know if there's anything else really on here that you want to do. You could do a bottom left, top right. Like I said, you're finishing that landing site, fully explore the wreck ship. That is kind of gross, especially honestly, fully explore wreck ship. I think that starts looking a lot better with a crate first because you have the speed and everything, and it makes it a lot better. But yeah, bottom left, top right with row 2, column 5, or column 2. I think column 2 is probably a little stronger. 15 plus power bombs. You can get the 10 coming up to wreck ship, and then you can get landing site. And then because you're already going back around to destroy the statue, those look really good. I don't see anything else better than that. There's so much trash on this card. And like honestly, cards with a lot of trash are almost easier because you can just start knocking out rows. Like 40 power bombs, 125 missiles. Let's just get rid of those. That gets rid of half the card.
Yeah.
And it really reduces your problem space. And like the only time you're ever going to do it is if the rest of the card is also garbage, and like it just has the best starts with an S, not sync.
Synergy.
Synergy, thank you. That's it. There's a lot of synergy with those rows.
Yeah, I feel like there are kind of like 3 different kinds of cards. You have the card where it's like, the hard part is trying to figure out which is actually the best option out of your possible choices. You've got the cards where the hard part is like, oh, there's only a couple options, and they suck, and I have to do some sucky things. Or the card where it's like, oh, it's hard because there's only one path and I have to figure out how to route it. And I think this kind of goes into that last category.
Yeah, row 5 is actually not bad with the 2 gravity suit cards. Might be a little better than... Well, the worst part in bottom left, top right is the finish at landing site. Well, no, that's not... Never mind. Because I was thinking either column 2 or bottom left. So I actually like row 5 with
Yeah,
3 and or row 2 and column 5. I think
yeah. I mean,
Wreckship
like
energy tank's not well. If you're fully exploring, actually,
yeah,
yeah. If
mhm,
you're
if you're
fully
fully
exploring,
exploring, Wreckship E-Tank is nothing,
is free. Yeah, actually, that. Yeah, you
and
skip
that
wave beam.
combos with 6+ E-Tanks as well.
Yeah, I think column 5, row 2, and row 5 is what I would do. That would be
Mhm.
me. A column 2 does look. I don't even. Even with being very confident in the Springville skip, I actually think row 5 is probably just strictly better. And I think those are the 3 obvious best rows. I don't see anything else.
Mhm.
So we'll see. As we saw, Owl doing the crate first last time, Zeb doing the Fantoon first. I can't imagine crate first winning on this card. I really can't, unless I'm not seeing something. But there is. I mean, and like the other thing about like crate first, the part of the advantage is high jump speed. If
Mhm.
you have a skip high jump, like I said, skip speed last time, but skip high jump is also really bad if you're doing crate first because half your advantage goes away.
Nice bomb sink.
But yeah, you were saying before about honestly, the cards I find the hardest is when like the first thing you look at looks good, and then it's like, is there something better on this card? Because like
Yeah,
the whole card looks good, and it's just like, man, you just kind of got to grab something and hope your opponent doesn't grab something better.
yeah. The cards where like you have found a possibility before you've even landed on Zaybase are kind of like a blessing and a curse.
That is a new pronunciation of that. I've heard Zeebs and I've heard Zebis.
But I mean like the katakana is like Zaybase, so that's how I say it.
You might. I mean, who knows how it's pronounced? That's a new one on me.
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna get this pirate room is gonna tell us a lot. Yep. Ooh, Zeb taking a hit. That's really bad on this strat. You can see
Yeah.
it really has to slow down, pretty much grab everything. He's gonna have to farm. Yeah, he's gonna have to farm this Keiko probably. Let's see if he does, or he's just.
Counting on being lucky.
Yeah, I hate being
Which
lucky here.
you have a decent chance.
You only have like 3, or I think there's 4. I think there's one low. You can do it too, but it's like if you don't get it, like you're going back up the elevator.
Yeah. Oh man, if this is double anti bingo though, how do you feel about giving your opponent row 3?
Yeah, as this point, yeah,
Yeah.
row 3 or even column. I mean, 40 plus power bombs. Like 40 plus power bombs is something you just like give them. Like, oh, here you go. You're doing everything. Like,
Yeah.
you're literally doing everything.
But yes, and Ashtar in chat saying, yeah, it is Zebe Su, but like the Su is very understated. Just like you don't say like Desu. You just
I
say
believe
Desu.
you. I just
Yeah.
haven't heard it.
No, yeah.
Honestly, I go back and forth between Zeebs and Zebis anyway, so it's fine. Like,
I really like that. Just piss everyone off.
yeah, we do see a reserve tank here, and the stuff I had.
Interesting.
It could be. I have heard. Well, it's weird that Zeb's getting it because he obviously did
Yeah.
Fantoon first. But I have heard runners like Maniacal will say like, "I'll do Fantoon first. I'm just getting the reserve tank."
Yeah, it's kind of strange to see that after, health wasn't. Or, I mean, maybe Zeb was scared after what happened last time where he was extremely close to death going into Srod.
Yeah. Also picking up the not the Brinstar missiles, the Brinstar map. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he sees something different.
I mean, that's the 125 missiles row. That's also row 1. He's that spring ball skip grapple. He likes that, but then you gotta finish the spore spawn room. Like,
Yeah, I'm not in love with row 1. I think there are cards where row 1 is valid, but I think this card has better options. Maybe he's seeing a route that we're not, though.
Yeah, I mean, until I see, I mean, there is because there's what 25 times 24 times 23 like combinations you can do of this or something. Like, so there's a lot. There's actually a lot of different total combinations. that you could do
Yeah.
on a bingo. But like the thing is like until I can really wrap my head around what he's doing, and I can't see it because I'm kind of locked into my rows. Like I don't see anything better than the ones I've picked out. Like there's a little playing it right. I think row 2, column 5 is definite, and then you got the column 2, you got the top left, bottom right, you got the row 5. Row 5 I think is the best, but you know the other ones are close, so I think it's fine. But on this card, it's going to be hard to beat those 3, and Owl very much might be doing what I am suggesting. He's clearly on that path. Meanwhile, Zeb has done some other stuff. And there's always the chance of a misread or something where he's like, oh, I think I'm doing, and then he didn't realize something or he didn't see the rows.
Yeah, we have the advantage of not actually having to play the game and have mechanical ability while reading this card.
Yeah, although I swear I'm better when I'm running because like we're also trying to figure out what 2 different people are doing at the same time.
Yeah.
And trying to talk the entire time. So it's not. You would think it'd be a lot easier for the commentators. This is all we have to do, but it's still tough over here. And because running, like, you know, I can kind of autopilot series. You got the cutscene to not do anything. So I'm not saying it's not hard. It's very hard, but
yeah,
it's not necessarily easier over here. I'll say that. It's decent here because something jumped off the page at me, but when it's not a jump off the page card, it can be a little tough.
Yeah. See, the advantage of commentary is you can't lose.
I'm losing. Look, I'm getting bullied. Look at this. I'm clearly losing.
Okay,
Ooh,
I
Owl
can't
with
lose.
the CWJ. Very nicely done.
Yeah, great job. I personally find first attempt at CWJ to be the easiest. Just use that item fanfare to buffer the right press.
Yeah, it is 100%. So much easier with the first. Honestly, the reason I kind of bailed on CWJ wasn't the second jump, it was the first jump. I kept falling in the left side and losing time there, so I just kind of abandoned it, and my horizontal bomb jumps got consistent enough that I was just like, I'm not even going to bother. Okay, so that's probably the fully explored wreck ship, so that could be this row 5. I really wouldn't be surprised if Al's doing what I suggested. Those are pretty strong rows. In which case, you know, Al got the first try CWJ. We saw Zeb have a little trouble with this last time. Breaking out of the spin, not going for the CWJ, going to be going for the horizontal bomb jump here. We'll see how fast Zeb gets across. If he can get across first try, yeah, unfortunately he's going to miss it. But like I respect Zeb's routing ability, and he might see something I don't right now. But the longer this takes, assuming Al's doing what I'm suggesting, Al's an early favorite in this run.
Oh, that's the worst way to fail that.
Al heading into his Fantoon. Got really good health here for this fight, 168. Like you said, he's not a new route runner, so maybe a little less comfortable with this, but I have faith he'll have a decent... If he's coming in here without getting the reserve or anything like that, he's obviously comfortable in at least surviving this fight.
Yeah, he's not a new route runner. He is a rando runner, though, and this is like a not uncommon situation in rando.
Yeah, you can see, like, it's actually not that bad to become safe in this fight. It's really the billion hours of practice in this fight is the 2-round Dopplers. You can see he's not even really going for the Dopplers and taking it really safe on these rain phases.
Yeah, he's really looking for health drops and only getting missiles. I think he just needs to pick up one of them to turn them into health drops.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate here. Ooh, that's really bad for...
Oh god. Oh.
Oh.
All right, he can take a hit again. That
yeah.
I am very impressed he's still alive. That was some really quick thinking.
Whoa. So this actually isn't bad for him because it's going to force every drop to be full health. For those of you unaware,
yeah, that's why you jump up instead of walking to the side. And Fantoon is down. Holy crap.
Oh god, yeah. That is the That is a fight. All right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's not over yet. Zeb is heading into it. I was going to say
Mhm.
the reason this is way scarier about Varia is every hit you need 2 full drops
Mhm.
to equal a full hit. As opposed to Varia, it's just only going to be 1 full drop, which makes it exponentially safer, not just like twice as safe with Varia. Or it's not like it's not the equivalent of just having twice as many E-tanks. It's actually way safer than that. So yeah, definitely requires a little bit of knowledge. So I'm going for a little air Doppler there, putting in a little extra DPS. Yeah, Zeb is having a much better fight.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge catch-up potential for Zeb. Oh,
He didn't need to put that many missiles into him, I don't think. Could have gotten that
yeah,
super off a little bit earlier. Right now, Fantoon should just be like any super will kill. In fact,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if a missile kills Fantoon right now.
yeah. Honestly, that was kind of wild how many missiles he got moving so little there.
Okay, no, he did have a little more. It's always hard to like
Hmm.
when you run this game, you're so used to your screen and what the bosses
Yeah.
look like. Like I know exactly, I can tell you to the T how much health Fantoon has on my screen, but when you're looking at someone else's, everyone's color is just slightly different. It can be a little hard to tell. Yeah, as you're making a good point. Like honestly, like trying to play that fight ultra safe can be more dangerous. You kind of just have to go for it. You know, I've been in there plenty of times where it's like you start rooting against for fast because a lot of times on that fast left you're going to take 2 hits. So that's why you really want to be at least 80, 81 coming in so you can survive a fast left.
Yeah, all the mids are my favorite patterns.
I mean, I do like the fast. The fast are good.
Yeah,
like, very
I
much
like the fast because they are fast, but mids just, I think every single mid except like second round left mid is very easy to deal with.
Yeah. Well, in that case, you also like left fast because it's the same as right mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are right mid for the second round is actually probably the comfiest one for no matter what your setup is. That one's always just really comfy. But Zeb has caught up a lot in. Zeb's obviously done more stuff, so Zeb is actually probably ahead in their relative in the route. Obviously, it's depending on how long their entire route would take optimally, but
yeah,
Zeb was able to catch up. Basically, Zeb had a couple tries on the moat, but had a much better Fantoon fight. Oh, yeah, those atomics can be pretty nasty too. Everything in here is nasty. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's losing you time because you're getting knocked around and you can't do your strats. It's losing you time because you potentially have to farm up before bowling. It's just miserable.
yeah, I think that's honestly another big advantage for people who actually run new route is if you run new route, you mess up these rooms, so you you kind of know what you're doing when you mess up. Like you have a lot of like kind of canned backups.
Yeah, I'll going for these kind of tricky wall jumps. I used to do this. I honestly find the midair morph easier.
I'm exactly. I cannot 3-tile midair morph to save my life. Like I can do a lot of stuff in this game. That is literally the hardest thing in this game to me. So I do what Owl does because it's one of those things you either can do it or you can't, and it honestly has nothing to do with your overall skill level.
Yeah, I think it's just like RBO. There's so many times in Meridia you have to do it, and even though it's suitless, it's pretty similar the motions.
I take off my high jump boots in that. I literally can't do it. And for the crab super one, I drop the power bomb so I can do it in lag.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So, but besides that, I just can't do it. So interesting. Owl's obviously going for this fully for wreck ship. Did not get the E-tank tile. Now it is. Some players just do this. They'll just get gravity, come back, so it's safer. Especially the fact you have to fall down to get all the tiles, which is something that people can forget.
You could also be trying to get that criteria Meridia elevator in one.
Yeah,
go.
That's what I was gonna get to. But like, what is that? Like we said, row 1. Not really. I guess. But like, he didn't do Brinstar map, and
yeah,
with what I kind of had tacked out here, you don't have to go back to. Oh, you have to do one statue. So you could do the map later on. Like I said, if you're going to come back, you might as well do it later. So that's actually fair.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But then again, some players they don't really like the spiky room of death. As far as like if you can get through spiky room of death, you then get that E-tank. So like taking some damage on the bottom isn't too big of a deal, but it's actually not that much slower, especially if you take Spiking Room of Death a little safe. And you have to get through Sponge Bath too, which is, nothing to sneeze at. So, if you're not 100% comfortable with it, we could just be seeing the gravity into the rest of Explore Rex chip. And he did so much else of it, there's no reason for him not to finish this off.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think if you're not picking up gravity first, then what is, in my opinion, the safest Spiky Room of Death strategy is just taking 60 damage and deboosting. And even with that, there are many ways it can go wrong.
Yeah, as they're pointing out in chat, they both farmed up to 181 to take a third hit. It does take a lot of time with their health. If you're not a consistent new route runner, like, those jumps are pretty tricky and they're pretty tight if you don't have the timing down. So I definitely can defend it. I mean, every new route runner has died.
Yeah.
I've seen Zenny die. I've seen Zos die. Everyone dies in there with just 2 hits every once in a while. So if you're not 100% comfortable with it, I fully respect the choice to farm up. It does take a lot of time. You did see both of them lose a lot of time to that, though.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it's not going to be a difference maker in that they both did it. Although I believe it took Owl more time. I think Zeb caught up during that a bit. Zeb also isn't exploring the ship, so.
Yeah, let me see here, Owl. So yeah, we'll see. This obviously routes in a lot nicer if you are doing the Meridia elevator. Like I said before, like, because my route kind of has that destroy at least one statue routed in. If that's all you're doing in a Bren loop, you're not also like coupling in that with like picking up power bombs or E-tanks or whatever, which doesn't look like you have to do on this card. Honestly, like, I kind of slot in Criterion Meridia elevator and do one statue as about the same price for one tile.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what Zeb is doing now.
Yeah, it does look like Zeb's coming. So, again, this is what I said before. I think if he's going to come this way, if this is part of his route, probably would have better off, especially if you're doing Fantune first, because you really want to be pretty gentle with your health. You might as well just do any of this stuff. Especially you can do like a power bomb for like Meridian Map Station or something like that. But yeah. It's not a big deal.
But regardless, Owl is not going to the elevator. So
yeah, I think this is kind of what I thought. Is just deciding to play it safe, getting the gravity. So not a bad call. Honestly, it's really not that much slower when you see like someone just going through it so much faster than you did. It's like, oh yeah, that's actually not. Yeah. It's a lot of backtracking, but it's not that much worse. Especially with the fully explore, where you have to go down to the bottom to get all of that. So we'll see what... I'm interested to see what Zeb's doing. I think, like I said, I'm almost positive Al's doing my rows. Zeb is a little bit more of a enigma here. Does also... So this either is for supers, for energy, or for power bombs.
Yeah,
I mean, power bombs is... Well, there's 15 power bombs.
Yeah.
This is not a good power bomb unless you're... It's not a good power bomb by itself. If you want this other stuff, it's great. Like, I think if you want like an E-tank and a power bomb or a super and a power bomb, it's good. If you just want one of these things, these are bad.
Yeah, Edakun's is just like such a collection goodie zone. It has everything you want.
Yeah. Okay. So he definitely doesn't want that. So all right, that's a pretty big hit. One of the E-tank, one of the supers. What could that be?
So
maybe he just wants the E-tank, and it's like, well, I might as well get the super. I don't see supers on here.
Yeah, I mean, super missiles are pretty good in general.
So, and the only E-tanks I see is 6+ E-tanks. So,
Yeah.
which is the row 2 that I've been talking about, but
Row 2, row 1, column 2, or no, you can't do that. 2 finished tiles.
yeah, I mean it's definitely row 2.
Yeah.
It
Row
could just be
2, column 5, column 2?
I think maybe this Brinstar map is a red herring. I think there might have been a switch here because I just don't see what you do with column 4
Yeah.
or row 1. I mean, I guess it could be row 1. Just that finish in is coming all the way back to Spore Spawn just doesn't feel right here. You can end in Meridia here. I think if you can end in Meridia, even if it's Plasma Beam, that's really strong.
Yeah.
Like Fantoon to Dragon end is strong. And like if you're going to Spore Spawn at that point, like I think the better call is probably like finish the Spore Spawn, do this cleanup at the end, do Fantoon Dragon Spore Spawn. Don't come here first, do that last. Maybe with the statue it makes it a little weird. I can't really tell.
Yeah, hard to say.
I'm almost positive Al's doing row 2, row 5, column 5, which were the 3 that I picked for that I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I trust, based on what I've seen so far from Zeb's matches, I'll trust that, when that clock hits about 30 minutes, I'll be like, oh, that's really clever, actually.
Yeah, like we said, we couldn't really figure out what he was doing last time, and it a little less clever than I thought he was going to finish on the Speed Booster, which would have been crazy. But
Or yeah, Owl isn't doing row 2 because he didn't get the all the missiles,
oh yeah,
which
yeah.
is
That's a
kind
odd
of
call
interesting.
if you're going to fully explore the wreck ship. Getting all 15 rep ship missiles is 100% free when you have fully explored the wreck ship.
Yeah. Fully explore wrecked ship is just fill out all the map tiles in wrecked ship.
Yeah, so you are literally looking at you. At some point you have to be staring at the missile. Like you have to. The only one you have to go just a smidge more out of because you can get the last the worker robot tile without actually pushing the last one off.
Yeah,
that's the only difference is that you have to push that guy slightly further so you can get it.
Yeah, I believe.
And obviously
that's
the 21 seconds in collection, which isn't nothing. That's 21 seconds. Like doesn't sneeze at, but.
Well, I think he got. Did he get 10 of 15 of them? I'm pretty sure he actually picked up Spooky.
Yeah, Spooky. I mean, Spooky's just if you're going over there and you're going to Fantoon, like, sure. Like,
yeah, I
some
don't
action
think
missiles are nice in these.
I don't think he picked up Worker Robot though.
I wonder if that's a. I wonder if he just. That could be a brain fart, honestly, and I wouldn't be surprised. Because like 6 E-tanks is very simple to get. It's not hard at all.
Yeah,
you can, especially when you're forced to do like the one of the ones on 6 that I'd be like, oh, I want to skip wreck ship E-tanks. That one's really long, but he's doing it anyways. Like so, it becomes just incredibly easy to get. Honestly, with 6, I might have even done like a go back to retro and just grab that like right away.
Nice high jump looks bubble mountain there from Zeb.
Yeah, that is really tricky to do. The right side in general, it's high jump list is really hard, but even with high jump, it's really hard. So
yeah, bubble mountain's really hard. I started doing right side because I literally find it easier than any other strat. I hate that room.
Yeah, we could see a bottom left, top right. I did have bottom left, top right as one of my like potentials, kind of slotted in. I just thought the 3 I ended up picking were a little stronger. But yeah, you could do like Dragon to landing site's not too bad. Plasma Beam to landing site is slightly worse, but it's still not horrible.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's certainly going to be more than the extra, at most 10 seconds of picking up that one missile pack. But
he would have done a little extra work for the 6 energy tanks is the bigger thing. So maybe that's the call he made. He may have said like, you know what, I'd rather do a little extra running around for 6 energy tanks, and that may actually be better. I'd have to sit down and think the exact 6, but I mean like 4 are free, right? Terminator, Terminator, Wreck Ship, E-Tank in this one particularly, and the 2 in Meridia would be really easy to get.
Yeah.
So there's 2 more. So and you have to destroy statues, so you can just grab 2 in there. You can get I'd get Edikuns and.
I just realized what Zeb.
What he's doing.
Yeah. That was 100% showboating. There are a handful of people who will actually do that. So yeah, what he did was frame pixel perfect.
What did he do? Did he do the shine across?
No, he did the wall jump without high jump boots. That's the same as the Richie wall jump.
Oh,
the reserve tank.
Yeah.
He could have just bomb jumped to it. But yeah, that's one of those things that he has practiced relentlessly. Obviously for worst room in the game, since that's generally much more relevant than getting that reserve tank.
Yeah, the reserve tank, I mean, I assume you at least went for the D boost and just missed it, because obviously the D boost is what you want to do. But yeah, that wall jump is tricky. So I mean, that's got to be road 2 for Zeb then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was clicking. Road 2. I keep seeing this brainstorm like, oh, row 4, and then 125 missiles. Like, no, thank you. Although he does have the 2 reserve tanks, so like.
So yeah,
the reserve tanks is either 120 missiles or 40 power bombs, though. Like.
The reserve tanks for top left, bottom right.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I see it now. So row 2, row 2, top left, bottom right, and something. Column 5.
Column 5, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those are pretty good. I don't think it's better than what I said because of that finish. Solely because of the finish in support spawns for me. You just got to walk back out where I could finish Meridia. But honestly, this is a pretty fast card. There's a lot of really good stuff on this. So, and it could just be like we said before, when there's just like a bunch of good stuff, like you just grab the first thing and you can just go, and like second guessing yourself is the worst thing you can do in a lot of these situations. So, but okay, knowing that, then it looks like Owl's got a comfortable lead then, because although Owl's gonna be finishing at landing site, so they do have to do a little landing site's a little bit closer than spore spawn. And Owl is just ahead right at this point. And there's not like any collection or anything that Owl has to do that Zeb's gonna be able to skip to catch Owl up. So yeah, Owl looks like in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Owl just hot swapped from row 2 to bottom left to top right, because it is also a strong row. I have to admit that.
Yeah.
Literally the only trade-off there is, do you want to collect more energy tanks or do you want to walk a little bit afterwards? And I think the walking afterwards is actually stronger. With the only caveat that, like, if you didn't have to destroy a statue and didn't have to go back to the Bryn store, then yeah, definitely bottom left, top right. But those E-tanks, like 6 E-tanks is pretty easy to get.
Yeah, he gets high
Trace
jump.
is right.
Yeah.
He gets high, and that's the other thing. Yeah.
I think bottom left, top right's definitely better then.
Yeah, I mean, high jump comes. I mean, in this route, high jump comes pretty late in the run doesn't help you that much.
It does give you really good though.
It's really good. It does make like Shining Dre a little easier. Well, excuse me, a lot easier. I mean, he doesn't have wave here. Had to skip that, so he can't do like the X Factor setup.
Wait, did he have to? I think he just did.
He just did. Yeah. If he was coming, if he's coming here on this, I think I would have just gotten wave. Honestly, it helps so much for Botman and Dre. You can see all the farming and stuff he's having to do. I think wave would have paid off just from this. So, but Zeb is hot on his heels. He's catching up here. So I think Owl's still in the lead, just because Owl's gonna have to do less cleanup afterwards. But if Zeb slingshots and takes this, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, so let's see. So Owl has to defeat Dragon, go to Plasma, then go to landing site. Where Zeb has to defeat Dragon, get Plasma,
go to Spore Spawn. Spore Spawn's farther.
Hmm.
That's it. That's like the difference.
That,
And
yeah, wow.
Owl's ahead. Like
Yeah,
Owl's into the fight already.
and
Now, like,
Owl has high jump boots, which is like not insignificant at all.
it is not insignificant. Oh, Zeb has no ammo here. That's also really
Ooh,
significant.
yeah.
We'll see. You can get some shines off on Dragon here with without high jump.
Hmm.
Oh, Zeb. I think we were thinking Zeb was going to be doing column 5, but he didn't get Norfair map.
Oh, that's true. Didn't he?
Yeah,
That must be an oversight.
that's got to be an oversight.
Which, obviously happens to literally everyone.
Or I mean, getting that map is a split second. It's really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entirely possible that it was just missed. Tracking
Mhm.
these is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, because what
yeah, we were just thinking
else?
column 5.
Yeah,
we were
what else
thinking
does
about it,
he
just because it makes so
even
much
get
sense.
then?
I don't know. You go back for it. Like, C5 conflicts with the finish tile.
How does?
Or maybe
Wait.
Ezra might be talking about something else that I didn't catch.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. C5 shouldn't conflict with anything else. Oh, somebody's saying he might finish in map room, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
I think Zeb forgot that map station because I can't see anything else for him to do.
Oh God. Oh Lord, that might be it.
Yeah.
That would explain the Brinstar map for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would 100% explain it. That might be.
Oh.
Oh, I. So here's the thing. Like sounds really bad. Like you can pretty much zero out that time. That's going to be. In fact, North Fair map would be faster. Al's still ahead here, so I
Yeah.
don't. It's not costing him this race.
Mm-hmm. It still feels bad.
It's it definitely feels bad. Brinstar map strikes again, everyone.
Owl has to be a little bit careful here.
Al's got to be a lot careful here.
Yeah. Plasma Pirates can just kind of wreck you.
Yeah, he also doesn't have wave to do the
Ooh, yeah.
any sort of can strat here.
Or yeah, and high jump. Again, high jump makes every single room in the game more awkward, or like not having high jump does.
Technically, Zeb is pulling a reverse duck by getting Brinstar map instead of the thing he needed. Wait, no, that's exactly what I did. I got Brinstar map instead of the thing No, I got the missiles instead of the thing. I don't know. It's a reverse halfy duck. That's what it is.
I really prefer the Wample duck.
The Wample duck. Yeah. Anyways, Owl's just gonna be finishing up here at landing site. Like I said, a little bit of a longer trek with Plasma. If you can do Dragon into landing site, it's actually pretty strong. This isn't that much worse. You got to come down here. It's kind of meh. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if going back through Cack Alley and coming out up top would be faster. They're probably very close. That'd be an interesting thing to time. I don't know. I almost think coming out top is faster. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I would think it would definitely be faster.
This just feels natural, is the thing.
Yeah.
So,
I hate Meridia. Like, routing Meridia is just miserable.
or this. I actually wasn't thinking. One time I did this, I came out Red Tower. I think this makes more sense, obviously, because this is how you do it in any percent. But
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're probably pretty. They're probably really close.
Yeah, I would think the new route thing would be a bit faster, but either way, he's gonna get to the landing site pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And that's gonna seal it on this one.
Yeah, and they are going to be doing. They won't be doing Game 3 today. That I believe is scheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So we'll hopefully get them in for interviews once this one finishes up.
Yeah, these have been two really good games. And honestly, you know, like we said at the beginning, Zeb the favorite, both in seating and in stuff like movement. However, I can really see either of them taking that game 3.
Yeah, I mean, like this one, these routes were almost exactly the same. Take
Mhm.
off the issue. Like Zeb looked behind. That's because he got the wrong thing early.
Yeah.
Um, these routes were so close. Like, I would just straight up play this one better. Like this was pretty much 100% executed. Very minor routing differences. I can't even necessarily say that like, oh, like, you know, any of these changes really. I mean, it's probably within a minute if you look at these routes optimally. But yeah, Owl does take this one. GG's
and we are joined by our first place winner with an official racetime.gg time of 39:12. Owl, GG.
Thank you.
So how are you feeling about those 2 races?
Well, I'm surprised I won a game, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it was really well run on your part.
First part, I don't think I chose the optimal route, but I think I got. I think I did what I could.
Yeah, just real quick, we are seeing Zeb go back for this. So, yeah, that's. I'm almost positive that's what happened. He got the Brinstar and the Norfair maps confused. One of our questions was like, you had the. We thought you were going to be doing Road 2. Were you planning on doing that at some point? Because you got 10 of the 15. Did you hot swap to bottom left, top right?
Bottom left, top right was my choice. I briefly considered column 2, but I disregarded it after seeing, oh, that still has landing site.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see row 2, and that may have been slightly better. It would have been a bit annoying with a lack of high jump.
Yeah, I think I had my 3 would have been row 2, column 5, row 5. I had those kind of pegged out, but looking at it, I think the trade-off from row 2 from your bottom left, top right is you do more collection with energy tanks, but you end on plasma. So you have a little bit more walking, but there's a little bit more collection, and you don't have the skip high jump. So I think you actually had better rows than I did if I was running this slightly. I mean, they're really close. But yeah, in this one, you guys almost effectively did the same thing. So pretty much, besides the clench you gave us in Fantoon,
yes.
I'm gonna. This one was basically just you ended up playing a little cleaner than Zeb, a little cleaner of a route, and like, but the routes really weren't that different. I think your route was slightly. I think you just picked the route was the same, but like your tiles were slightly stronger. But yeah, this was a nice clean win for you, and the first one was close, even though I think we can definitely say Zeb had a doing Kraid first on that card was rough. That's a hard card.
Yeah, I try to make it work. So, like, I don't really want to go to wreck ship unless it's. I don't want to go wreck ship first unless I'm, like, it has to, like I have to.
Like this card.
Yeah, this card I pretty much had to.
Yeah, I mean, this card, like, you can take that 40 power bomb, you can take that 125 missiles, and just say like, well, that's four rows gone because I'm not doing those.
Yeah.
And
that's ridiculous that he got 125 missiles, 40 power bombs, and all 15 Norfair power bombs.
Yeah.
On the same card.
The Norfair power bombs makes the 40 power bomb less bad, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But
it means you have to skip 2, not get 40.
Yeah, that's generally how I think of it too. We're also now joined by Zeb. GG's to you as well.
Yeah, GG, thanks.
GG.
So our theory was you got Brinstar map and Norfair map confused on this one.
That's actually not right.
Oh.
So I was looking at doing row 1 at the beginning. What was I looking to pair it with? There was something that looked really good to pair it with. Trying to, like, one other row or column, and I was looking for a third. And I just couldn't find anything, so I eventually had to switch off of it.
Okay, yeah, that was original theory until we saw you missed the Norfair map. We thought maybe it was a confusion.
Yeah,
but I guess
just
the Norfair map was just
Norfair map. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I got the high jump E tank, and I think that kind of made me stop thinking about it.
It was a good theory, though. You can see why we had that theory at one point, though. As someone, as someone who has famously messed up that map station, I can attest it's bad. But yeah, that we were a little. It took us a minute to try to figure out your route, and that Brinstar map kept being a red herring for us. But this one ended up being really close. I think Al picked. I mean, your routes were almost the same. I think Al just picked slightly better rows on this. A little bit less
I
of
watched
backtracking.
a little bit of the restream, and I think that him being able to pick up high jump boots was a really big deal. I think if I had played a bit cleaner and gotten the map station the first try, it would have been really close. Like I still spent I don't know how long on the moat, less time than the first one at least, which is good, but still probably about a minute. So
basically for like that part, like Owl had a cleaner moat, but you had a cleaner Fantoon, so like those kind of came out in the wash like that. You know, you think like moat and Fantoon as like the two big hurdles in that route. So that was more or less of a wash. Owl still takes this one, even if you remember that map, because he was ahead.
Yeah. After everything else, yeah, for sure. I think that his route was definitely better than mine. But the first, I was kind of frustrated that my moat was so bad today, though. Just because I've put a lot of practice into the HBJ, and like I think in my last couple of races I've just gotten it first try pretty much every time. But now like I think that just not getting it a couple of times kind of gets in your head, and then start to like second guess your muscle memory and whatnot.
Yeah, especially when you're on restart. I've been in your shoes before. I'm just living in moat and I'm just hating life, so it can be really frustrating. So anyone who's had that experience, which is most people who've tried it, I'm sure can sympathize.
Yeah, I think for this one I was actually strangely enough looking at or no, that's not what I don't remember what I was looking at. It was row one with something. I can't find what I was looking at though now.
Yeah,
It might have been.
I was looking at like column 2, I think, for you. I think I originally for you I had like row 2, column 5, column 2, because you were obviously comfortable with that spring ball skip. But even with you being able to do that, I think I ended up settling. If I was running this, I'd have done row 2, row 5, column 5, and I think Owl's bottom left, top right is stronger than my row 2. But it's like you see the 40 power bombs, you see the 125 missiles, you go nope, and then you see collect gravity skip and sips, get Vari. You're like, okay, I'm building around that tile.
Yeah, I was also looking at that bottom left, top right, and column 2, and then but like, actually no, that doesn't work because you're already picking up plasma. Yeah, I was looking at one of those two, I guess, also. Yeah, I'm not sure. This card I felt like was a lot harder than the first one to me. First one I just saw, like, what I saw really popped out. I think that I could have had a really fast route if I had played the first one a little bit better. Like, I think that could have been like a 37-38 kind of time instead of the 39-30 that I had. But
yeah, we were actually the exact opposite, because me and Glove were like, we had no idea on the first one, and then this one we had solved in like by the time you were out of series. So it's like I didn't see what you were doing at all in the first one, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's actually a really, really good route. So it's impressive that thing popped off at you. I'm surprised you found this one difficult, because I just feel like with the poison pills and the collect gravity, it's pretty obvious you got to do something with that, and then you just have to find a third. So
yeah, I think a lot of times I kind of like think that collecting plasma is like really bad, which it kind of is, but like I kind of overestimate that, and then I'm just like trying to find anything that doesn't do that, and kind of too late I'm willing to like look at the plasma tiles and then find something with them. But
yeah, I mean, it's just there's for the thing with triple versus dat, you got to do 3, and it's like there's so many plasma and Dragon tiles that like finding 3 on any given card that doesn't do either of those, like you were able to do in the first one, can be really tough. So a lot of times I like playing in a Dragon and then go like, can I beat this? It is a lot of the way I look at it sometimes. So yeah, but everyone approaches these things differently, so it's really interesting.
I think another interesting thing I could have done this card would have been something like row 1, column 3, which looks pretty bad. But like, I guess the idea is that you get like all of the power bombs other than the deep lore warfare ones, and then you don't have to. Yeah, I think that might have been better. Like if I had
Which columns again?
row 1, column 3. If you go through Forgotten Highway,
You have
and
to
then you
collect all
crystal
15.
flash clip into Botwoon, or not Botwoon, Spring Ball,
Okay,
and then
need
you
all-
go down to Lore Norfair. Or do you need to go down? Yeah,
Yes.
you go down to Lore Norfair to pick up all of the power bombs and Croc, and then you finish at Spore Spawn. Would have been pretty interesting.
I'm gonna say if you can find a way to make 40 power bombs faster than this route, then you are thinking on a level
Well,
5 times higher than me.
You could
'cause
pretty
that is
much
great.
completely skip Meridia at that point. Is kind
That
of my
is
thought.
that's true. So maybe, but yeah, 40 power
Like
bombs is oof. That's an oof.
I mean, you're already getting the 15 Norfair power bombs at that point. So, like, I think 15 Norfair power bombs might be worse than 40 power bombs.
Depends if you're trying to. If you have to get a lot of reserves. Like if you have the 4 reserve tank tile,
Oh,
then you can't. Yeah, 40 power bombs is not good.
yeah.
Or if
Yeah,
you're
I
forced-
guess. Like,
or if you're forced to do wreck ship first, then and there's a free reserve tank tile, then that's also not great.
Mhm.
Anyways, I gotta go. I got 8.
okay.
So yeah,
Oh, GG again.
see you on Friday.
Yep, see you Friday.
All right, yeah. Well, GG's to both of you, and best of luck in game 3. I think it's going to be a really good one. Is that scheduled for tomorrow?
Yep, tomorrow. You check the time. At 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, well, it should be a really exciting conclusion to this. You guys are. This is a pretty even matchup. So it should be exciting to see that last one. Should be a good race.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, yep. And I think that's going to do it from us here at Speed Gaming. Be sure to go follow both of these runners. Go follow Owl RTA. Go follow Zeb316. And if you would be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. We've had Just Defend on tracking. And on comms, I've been Glove, joined by Apathy Duck. And from all of us here at Speed Gaming, we'll see you next mission.